Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best.
We look marvelous. Obviously, your wife picked out purple for us this week.
Yeah,
Nicely
you're more
done.
the dark plum.
Yeah.
I'm more the
Lavender.
spring-like lavender.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about the Flames this week because, first of all, if you're a betting man, you don't want to bet on the Calgary Flames because you never know. They've proven to be a very streaky team. Getting through Dallas and now taking on Wednesday night, they started off with a huge game against the LA Kings. This is a team I want to talk to you about because if I was looking at the big disappointments of the year, and I picked them to win their division at the start of the year, I looked at the trades, I looked at the firepower, I looked at the goaltending. I thought this team was one that was going to be very solid and would produce and would threaten in the playoffs. Now, they're on a desperation track just trying to get there.
They still might win their division,
They
though.
could, yeah.
I mean, who knows? Dallas, San Jose, and Los Angeles.
Yes.
It could be one of those three teams, or maybe even Phoenix in there too. The Pacific is one of the weaker divisions, so who knows in there. I think everybody would agree. The LA Kings, big disappointment. You add Jeff Carter to the mix, you think that's an obvious choice to make this team even better, but they're still playing pretty good hockey.
But they've been shut out 10 times this year, Grant.
But they haven't allowed many goals either. I mean, I heard Daryl Sutter in Vancouver saying our big strength right now is allow fewer goals against. They're doing that. They lost to Vancouver before the Flames game, 1-0.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Luongo was extremely good in that game, so I think, yes, they're not scoring a lot of goals, but this time of year, and Daryl, every Sutter preaches this, goals against. So let's give the LA Kings a little bit of credit for playing some pretty good hockey, and, you know, they'll get over 90 points. That's significant. They could still do some damage.
Yeah, and you never know in the playoffs. And boy, the firepower that they do have, if that ever gets kicked in, man.
You say firepower, I don't know.
Richards, Carter, Kopitar.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Kopitar and Dustin Brown. I don't know if it's as good as we all kind of assumed it was, Mike. I think
Yeah.
it's effective, and it should be enough. I think their defense is pretty good, too, and their goaltending is great. So they should be better. And I think with Daryl taking over, maybe they're going to start getting better at the right time of year.
Now, I was going to ask you about that. What are your thoughts on the job that Daryl Sutter's done down there?
I think he's done an effective job. I think he was the right guy at the right time.
Because he's
Long-term,
not the general manager.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
He's just being a coach. I think he's a little bit suffered some humility. He's a little more humble now, perhaps a little more realistic of what he can and can't do. I think he's doing an effective job with a team that, don't count them out come playoff time. I think it's the LA Kings going to make the playoffs in the West. I think it's the Flames and the Avalanche that probably won't.
Yeah. Interesting watching some King games and watching them from the States, and they do those interviews with the coaches after. He still has the bitter beer face, and he's still very short, even with the home team media that have the rights to the games. Still funny to see.
He's not going to change.
No, I know, but it's still funny.
He's never. Yeah, still got that sour the sour beer puss, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I still
That's a poster face.
But you know what? I still like to hear and how he's going to be in an interview. There's something drawing me towards it, even though I know he's going to be a bit of a prick to the interviewer. There's something about Daryl Sutter.
Yeah. Hey guys, we feel your pain. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, looking at some more disappointments of this year as they try and sneak into the playoff race. Grant, looking at some of the teams that are still looking at playoff spots and that I thought were going to be shoo-ins and perhaps serious contenders, and again, you never know. The right team gets hot at the right time. Washington, I don't think anybody, and you were talking about this, the East is going to sure have more compelling matchups in the first round than the West. Washington, should they get in? Who wants to play them in the first round, just in case?
Ovechkin's getting hot right now.
Absolutely.
Terrible year, but he might score 40 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
On an off year.
On an off year. Buffalo Sabres, boy, did they remember that? Ryan Miller was saying, you know, we have to make trades. The Bruins beat up on Miller, and then nobody fought. They traded Gostad. This team was going down after spending some big money, getting some big name players. But after, was it around the trade deadline, they get Cody Hodgson from Vancouver. Derek Roy's playing better. Palmerville continues to play well. Ryan Miller is playing like Ryan Miller we all thought he could play. But they're a little out of the playoff picture right now. I don't know if they're going to make it, but they're playing it, but they're hot.
Sure, yeah. So at least they have a shot. San Jose Sharks.
But let me just address that more, because you're absolutely right. Who knows how the teams are going to finish in the next couple of weeks? But you might have Pittsburgh playing Washington in the first round. That was always later on. You might have the Rangers playing the Flyers. There's a rival that's been going on for a while. I think the Rangers own them this year, don't they?
They have.
And the Boston Bruins, who knows what they're doing this year,
going to be.
Playing the New Jersey Devils. Good rivalry there. I love how the East potentially matches up. In the West, I don't see any sexy look or matchups.
No, you're kind of looking at St. Louis and Vancouver as kind of getting through it pretty fast.
Or St. Louis and Phoenix, or St. Louis, not that great. And then who else would be in there?
Nashville,
Nashville, Detroit, maybe in the first round. So nothing really stands out as a wow, got to watch this like there is in the East.